Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do the August 23rd just for today in a meditation. The title of the meditation is Decision Making. Before we got clean, most of our actions were guided by impulse. Today, we are not locked into this type of thinking. That comes from the basic text, page 90. Life is a series of decisions, actions, and consequences. When we were using, our decisions were usually driven by our disease, resulting in self-destructive actions and dire consequences. We came to see decision-making as a rigid game, one we should play as little as possible. Given that, many of us have great difficulty learning to make decisions in recovery. Slowly, by working the 12 steps, we gain practice in making healthy decisions, ones that give positive results. Where our disease once affected our will in our lives, we ask our higher power to care for us. We inventory our values and actions, check our findings with someone we trust, and ask the God of our understanding to remove our shortcomings. In working the steps, we gain freedom from the influence of our disease, and we learn principles of decision making that can guide us in all our affairs. Today, our decisions and their consequences need not be influenced by our disease. Our faith gives us the courage and direction to make good decisions and the strength to act on them. The result of that kind of decision making is a life worth living. Just for today, I will use the principles of the 12 steps to make healthy decisions. I will ask my higher power for the strength to act on those decisions. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. So unpacking this one, right? We're talking about decision making. And so before I get into decision making from my perspective, I want for you to think about the last, let's just say the last two decisions that you had to make. Take a moment, get them in your mind, and then give yourself some self-analyzation and think about whether or not the decision was something that came easily, and where are you with that decision now? Are you okay with that decision? No matter what, no matter if it turned out good or bad. Are you okay as of today with that decision that you made? Would you, in fact, remake the same decision based on all of the variables that played into you making the decision to begin with? Would you do it again? When I talk about decision making, man, my radar for what was good was actually bad, and what was bad was actually good. And so I found myself in my using days trying to resist making obvious an obvious decision that other people would have to hold me to, right? Like I decided to do such and such, and I would refuse to share what my decision was. I would be a bit elusive because it benefited me. So no one can hold me accountable to my decision making, right? Whatever decision I made, no one's holding me accountable to that. They don't even know what the decision is. And then if something goes sideways with the situation, I can say, man, I knew I should have done such and such differently. or I could have done this, but I was listening to so and so and they made me feel so guilty. I went ahead and decided to do such and such. It kind of gives us too much wiggle room, right? A lot of people avoid making decisions. They use their sponsor to make their decisions. What do you think I should do? Don't ask me that. I have no idea what you need to do, but you know what you need to do. And it's probably that one thing that you're thinking about doing, but you're worried about what people will think. Do it already. Do it already. Start practicing making decisions. Start with smaller things, what I call low risk decisions. Start with smaller things that don't necessarily impact a room full of people or have such high consequences if the decision doesn't work out. Run it by your sponsor. I'm thinking about doing such and such. What do you think about a sponsor? What do you think about it? That's what my sponsor would say. What do you think about it? Well, I'm getting ready to do it, so I think it's good. Is there anything that you could see that might not be good about this situation? That is a way to be able to get your sponsor to buy into giving you feedback without putting them in the pressure seat, the hot seat of feeling like they're making the decision for you. So now I'm owning my situation. I'm owning my decision that I need to make. And I am not afraid to run it by my sponsor because I've already decided that this is what I think I need to do, sponsor. And I'm coming to you for you to help me find any gaps, holes in my reasoning, or to confirm or affirm my decision as being something that you concur with, that you agree with, right? But I'm not coming to you asking you what I need to do. I'm a whole grown woman with 10 feet, two pair of feet, right? 10 toes and 10 fingers, right? I stand, in other words, I'm standing on all 10. I can stand up today as a grown woman in recovery. And so when I approach sponsor, I'm not approaching her begging for permission. Now, granted, if I am working with someone that's new to recovery and they're coming to me, what do I do? What do I do? I'll give them some feedback, but my responsibility is to help them learn how to apply these spiritual principles in all of their affairs. When they first get here, they haven't worked the first step. What do they know about that? Right? So, depending on the sponsee, the sponsor will determine how much feedback they pour into their sponsee. Right? I don't expect the same situation with someone that's been around 12 years and someone that's been around 12 days. I don't. Shoot, I know some people that won't even sponsor a person unless they have at least 90 days clean because they don't want to invest the energy in someone that is not really serious about staying here. And I think that's faulty, right? I can't measure a person's desire to stop using drugs. I can't measure it at 1 day or 90 days because I know life happens. It would seem more obvious with more clean time that they truly have a desire, but that's not my business, right? The point being is that you're making decisions every day, even if you don't make any. I think that's original, right? So, Mighty Stream said, you're making decisions every day, even if you don't make any. And what that means is that when you avoid having to make a decision, you avoid making that decision, you're choosing the opposite. You're choosing the opposite of whatever it is you needed to be doing. right? That is a decision that you just made not to act. That is a decision that maybe we've just made not to speak up. That is a decision that we've just made not to be honest. That is a decision that we just made to be elusive and manipulative instead of being honest, open minded, and having a willingness to express who we truly are. You know, I love Narcotics Anonymous. And the reason I love Narcotics Anonymous is because it's given me back the ability to make choices and choose what's right for me. It has empowered me, and I love it. And I hope you love this program too. So I believe that there is a process in learning how to make decisions. And this is not saying that we don't talk to our sponsor. It's not saying we don't talk to people about what's going on with us, what decision is at hand. It doesn't say that at all. It says that as addicts, using addicts, we liked being elusive. We liked not making a decision because it gave us more options if things went a certain direction so that we could get more of what we were trying to get, which really, when you think about it, was drugs, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, my name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you're really thinking about your decision making skills. I remember one time a doctor wanted to do some surgery on me. And this doctor, oh man, this doctor, this would have been the fifth surgery on the same area. And I just couldn't buy in the fifth time. And I started talking about my lack of confidence with this particular doctor because this, of course, would be the fifth surgery, same area, and I still got the same problems. So that tells me that maybe the problem is where we need to be looking instead of assuming that this type of surgery would correct it. It hasn't corrected it in four. Why would it in five? Later, I went back into my chart and read my doctor's notes, and my doctor said that in essence, that I lack good decision-making skills. I think he even called it low-level decision-making skills. And I thought to myself, ooh, first of all, I make decisions every day, all day, and I've made a decision not to engage you and to get a second opinion. And so all of a sudden now, I don't know anything about making decisions. I let that roll off my back like water on a duck's back because that wasn't the truth. Did it offend me? Absolutely. We have the ability in Narcotics Anonymous to use the atmosphere of recovery as a safe place, as a safe place to learn how to make decisions, to make some mistakes. And I want to welcome you to Narcotics Anonymous. Um, I'm going to end right there. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. Like I said, it's the top of the morning, and it most certainly is. It's 12:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm thinking about you guys because you know what? Interacting with you through the comments gives me so much juice, so much positivity. You got a thought, you want to talk about something, put it in the comments. I will get to it and respond appropriately. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to have a beautiful day on purpose. I expect for you to do the same. I know you can do it. I know that you can. We just have to do it. We just have to do it. So do it intentionally, right? When stuff comes up that feels bad, Make a conscious decision that I'm going to be intentional about handling this situation, and it'll all work out for you. Talk to you soon.